back again with another review, and in today's review we're going to be reviewing Thor Ragnorak. Yeah, you have to say it like that because it's just filled with metal, and as the Led Zeppelin song in the film, we kind of have to go for it. This is the boldest Marvel film I've seen to date. It has so many things going on with it, and Taika Waititi has made something amazing. The film itself stars Chris Hemsworth for the third time in his solo outing, if you're not including any of the Avengers films, but by now he's comfortable in the skin of this character, the God of Thunder Thor, and it's just the best version of him that they've put out on screen, and you can see he's really having fun with this character. It's the first time you see that Thor has a different side to him. They've played it quite straight with the first two, and also with what they've been doing with him in the Avengers films, but this is the first time he's really allowed to cut loose, but is unshackled by being earthbound. And obviously we have a very cosmic adventure with this, and it's really cool. If you're a fan of 80s referential films such as for example Flash Gordon, The Princess Bride, to name a few, these are the sort of films that sort of came into my mind when I was watching the movie, and it's really bold. Taika Waititi has made something really visual, something that harkens back to, as I say, 80s films and things that you enjoyed and things that you liked. It feels like, you know, some of the scenes are lifted right out of something quite epic and quite rock-like. It's really cool. Tom Hiddleston portrays Loki again in this film, and obviously we see that the brother dynamic plays out really well again in this film. And then Taika Waititi himself also has a very big standout character in the film, Korg, and it's just such an epic film. It's really cool. Add into the mix Jeff Goldblum playing the Grand Master, Mark Ruffalo playing Bruce Banner / the Hulk, and you've just got this really weird, cosmic, crazy, fun mix of a film. And I'd say it's the funniest Marvel film I've seen to date. And that's not to say that it hasn't got stakes, because it really does have real stakes and real things that are happening in the film that we have to look at as serious and quite important. And it's quite dark in places, even though it's got a lot of this lightness and levity to it. It's quite a dark storyline and some of the things that happen with the characters. But overall, this is such a great film. Tessa Thompson's also in the film, and she plays Valkyrie. She has a great arc in the film, and she's really good every time you see her on screen. Her interactions with Chris Hemsworth in the film are really something that, you know, is really something that you watch and you want to see play out even further. And it's just bold where they take the character and what they're doing with him, and also the things that they set up for future films without ruining or spoiling anything for anybody. But it's just one of the best Marvel films they've seen in a long time. Visually it was good, the storytelling was great. It's like Taika Waititi just understands these characters, and by this point we've seen a lot of these Marvel characters, and the way that he's spanned characters. The Hulk, for example, is massive in his standout. We've always liked what we've saw with Mark Ruffalo's The Hulk, but what he does in this film and the way that they change the character, the Hulk is more than just this brutish, brooding, massive, you know, creature of just destruction. He has heart to him, and he has a lot of fun elements, and they play that out, and you can tell that's something that's really been worked on. And you can see that Ruffalo has had a massive hand in wanting to change how the character's perceived. So it's really cool to see what happens with the Hulk, and there's, as I say, there's lots of moments of fun and joy in this film to be had. But it's the boldest Marvel film, and it's right up there with Guardians. I mean, if I was to rank it, this goes straight up with some of the best Marvel films, and it would definitely be in the top 10 Marvel films, right near the top, to be honest, because it's just so different to everything that's came before it. It kind of breaks the mold. It really brings out and changes the formula of something that we're already familiar with, which is great. And it was just a perfect film. I just loved every minute of it. I smiled so much throughout. Cate Blanchett plays the villain of the piece, Hela. We have other performances by Anthony Hopkins as Odin. You know, so there's all of these things that happen, and there's characters obviously that we've met along the way and we've got. And as I said earlier, it's just great to see something different coming out of Marvel. There's a new formula, there's a new thing going on with that, and long may it continue. I hope to see more of this version of Thor in the Infinity War films that are coming out in the next years or so. But I would have to say for a Marvel film that breaks the mold, I would give this definitely a 9.5 out of 10. It's that good. It's close to 10, but no film's perfect. There's always going to be those little niggles and little things that don't quite work out. For example, like, we'd have probably wanted to see how Thor ends up in the positions that he is, where we meet him, and then, you know, without spoiling anything, but maybe we'll do a spoilers video on kind of the nitpicks that I've got with the film. But it's just so good. It's worth a watch. Go out and watch it, guys, because it's such a great film. Thor Ragnarok is worth your time. 80s references, feels like Flash Gordon, feels like all of these really cool films that you grew up with, and I loved it to bits, and I will be watching it again, and I can't